So Wednesday night was the deadline for college players to decide whether they were staying in the draft or going back to school. Several players, including Caleb Love and Mark Sears, withdrew their name from the draft to return to college for another year. One player who didn't is Bronny James. So ahead of the deadline, Bronny's agent Rich Paul told ESPN that he will remain in the draft and forgo his college eligibility. Rich also had this to say about Bronny. Said, Bronny's draft range is wide. He's a really good prospect who has a lot of room for growth. It only takes one team. I don't care where that team is, be number 1 or 58, but I do care about the plan, the development, the team strategy, the opportunity, and the financial commitment. That's why I'm not doing a two-way deal. Every team understands that. So according to Shams, Bronny has over 10 pre-draft workout invites, but is only planning on working out with the Lakers and Suns as of right now. Lakers, I believe, have 17th pick. Suns have the 22nd pick, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. So
I think that's a mistake.
What's the mistake? Him
only working out for 2 teams. I get why, but
so
Tell them why.
Come on, man.
Tell them why. They don't know why.
Tell them why.
They don't know it. It's fucking. What's your line?
Is it obvious?
Is it obvious? I'm just saying. I think you need to, because you never know, man. Anything can happen. Like somebody could be there that they really could use, and now you got a dilemma. Like, do I draft this guy who I could really use right now, or do I draft this prospect? Now you're putting teams in a dilemma. So you got more teams that know what he is. He ain't got to work out against nobody else. Just have him in for a workout. That's all. You ain't got to put him up against nobody, but I just think you give more eyes on him, and people move around, man, in this business. So
you think it'd be more beneficial to do as many workouts as possible?
Yeah, you ain't got to go do fucking 30 workouts.
That shit was
but 10 ain't bad. 10 is a good round number for you to get exposure. And teams, they talk and they call one another and measure. How did he look for you, bro? Like, did he do this well? See, these are, because he might have not looked that good that day again. So now you really, these other teams, and you only got one other team to go on now. But I said, that's their decision. I wish you nothing but the best in their dwelling. But hey, I just think it would have been more beneficial for him to
Brandon,
have more eyes on him.
You agree or disagree with that?
I kind of disagree. I look at it like certain players that come into the draft. I know when I came in, Ricky Rubio only had to work out for certain teams, and he still got picked, top 10 in the draft or whatever. But I just feel like if you know certain teams that fit you, in his case, in his situation, I think it is the best thing for him. So, because I'm sure his team and everybody behind him is going to make sure that, these workouts and everything get set up the right way. But that just happens for certain players.
It could be that for multiple teams, not just the 2, though, right?
Yeah.
Right? You can control
and
it.
And there may be other workouts,
you can
but
control it. No matter where you're working out. You can control the environment. I'm saying Ricky Rubio with your draft, they were trying to hide him. That's why they were trying to hide him. Mm-hmm. So that's why he would select teams and they didn't work out. They were trying to hide him.
I think they're trying to do the same thing here.
So I mean,
which is, I mean, to me, I just think it's in his case. I understand. But I agree with you too.
No. I get your point absolutely. No, I 1,000% agree with you. Know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I just think they were trying to hide Ricky Rubio.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely agree with your point.
Nick, I see you rocking the SC shirt. Obviously,
fight on.
Debatable.
Bronny to the Lakers. I disagree. I agree with, Rich and with, Ken, to the most part. But some people already be having locks. Teams already know who they gonna pick coming into the draft. Like I knew, Rodney Stuckey only worked out for, one team really, because they said they was gonna pick him before the draft. So some people just had that luxury. So why go to other places if you already know you're gonna be a Laker or a Sun?
So. But do y'all feel like it sends the right message though, that not to say ducking workouts, but team invites you, somebody like Bronny who didn't have a stellar college career after one season at SC.
It's business, but a lot of people, like when Russell Westbrook got in that draft, a lot of people was ducking him.
A lot of people, like, he went top 5 because guys were getting out of workouts because they didn't want to deal with it. Like, that was like, we was hearing that a lot. Like, guys was like, yo, Russ in here, like, they was ducking. So, it just,
Shout out
it ain't
UCLA
just,
legend Russell Westbrook.
it ain't just his situation, but, there's a lot of guys that were like, when it's time for that draft, you'd be like looking like, who in that? Like,
I would have loved it.
I ain't gonna do that.
I didn't go through the process because I was hurt. No, I would have loved. I knew where I was going, but I would have loved to show up and had a workout against them dudes who they were saying was.
But that can happen for sure.
Because I know my draft coming from Europe, I did 13 workouts.
But you didn't have to
And
work
I
out
couldn't
that
wait.
much, huh?
Yeah.
I couldn't wait because, they was talking shit. So I couldn't wait, though.
So,
It's fun.
Rashad, what are your thoughts on the Bronny situation?
Put that quote back up there for me.
If we could please put, Rashad,
Go ahead.
This is what bothers me right here. I do care about the plan, the development, the team strategy, and the opportunity and the financial commitment. To me, that's a safety net. That's a protection plan. That's security through and through for a guy who's obviously his parent is a former NBA player. They got millions of dollars, right? Somebody's coming from the gutter. Somebody's got to come through the grind, through the mud for it. We don't got that. Ain't no plan, ain't no commitment, ain't no opportunity. All that shit comes from a whole different element of, man, I gotta get it. I gotta go through all these different workouts, and I want them to all see that I'm a killer. And like Kenya was just saying, like, if you sitting there, you know where you projected, but shit, I don't give a fuck where I'm projected. I want to prove that these dudes can't fuck with me at all. I want to be unanimous in these workouts. I want to make sure that y'all know when y'all leave this court, y'all see me as like, one thing he is a dog. He gonna grind. He gonna get it. And I have a lot of conversations with my sister about privilege. When you have this privilege and this safety net to drop out and do as you please, and you don't, like, for me, it's like going back to the hood empty-handed was a no. That was a shameful feeling. When they all expect you to make it to a certain degree and you don't, and you come back empty-handed, it's like, how can you walk around the hood after that? But like, Bronny ain't got no hood to go back to. He go back to the fucking big ass
Brent Hood.
He go to the
Brent Hood. Brent Hood.
It's bad. We don't want that for kids. What we went through, though.
But it's only a certain amount of kids that don't have to go through that, right? It's a lot of kids coming up that's like, yo, it's make or break.
Yeah.
It's make or break. So for me, it's like, for you to have a protection plan for him, and not everybody else in that draft have that protection plan, and he don't got to prove himself.
Yeah.
Couple teams want him. Think about it. Dallas want to draft him simply on the fact that they have opportunity to get LeBron. That's crazy. We don't know how good Bronny can ever be because his dad's in the way of his success.
I think Rich approaches that his guys. Like that approach from Rich, I think is genuine. Like, I want security for not just Bronny.
Yeah.
He just happened to say it. I think that's from all his guys.
For sure.
All agents, to exactly what you're saying. They not offering that to everybody, not every agent. But from Rich, from what he said on the couch when he was here, about guys, it needs to be the right fit, it needs to be the right situation. He said that on the couch, so.
I did that last year with Chris Livingston. I think told teams not to draft him. They'd already had a commitment from the Bucks, but.
Yeah, so it's situations.
But that's the point, though. Like, when we go we put our name in the hat, and they shuffle that hat up. There ain't no protection. There ain't no strategy.
But
there ain't no
situation that you go to that you're not going to be able to grow. But they don't want to put you in that situation.
Yeah, I wish.
Right? So just your situation. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Shot, just hear me out. Just hear me out for a second. Just hear me out. In your situation, right? In your situation alone, if you would have had a Rich in your corner, just say somebody like Rich, he would have asked all the important questions to Minnesota, right? What's your plan for Rashad? What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? Right? And if one of them things wouldn't have lined up, he would have asked some people not to draft you. That's what my honest to God, I believe that wholeheartedly. He would have asked some people not to draft you because they didn't have A, B, C, D lined up for you.
I'll say this.
Right?
I'll say this then. I had a Rich in my corner, and the niggas abandoned me.
See, but I don't think that about him.
Well, you hear
right?
what I'm saying?
Yes,
Good.
absolutely. Yes, I hear what
I
you
was in that circle specifically.
Okay.
Them specifically.
Okay.
Rich sat here and said, yeah, Shai, when you decided to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I was with them. And I was left on the table. Because I didn't know the plan. I didn't know this and that and all the other shit. So I had to get it out the mud with an agent that necessarily didn't set up shit for me. And I didn't really need him to set it up because I still wanted to prove myself regardless of where I went. So it was like, yo, if I go to Minnesota at 14, that's how far I had to fall.
Yeah, but let me ask you this.
When I get there, I got to prove myself. But
So
I'm
what started-
expected to be top 3, top 4. That's what I'm being told. And it's like, that didn't work out because of what?
Yeah.
I'm not being told why.
Yeah, so but why start in this situation? Why start here when you can start here? You know what I'm saying?
Because you're getting
I
an
don't-
advantage. Your advantage is being your
that's part of
advantage
it.
is
Unfortunately, that's a part
if
of it.
I could get the easy route, I'd take it.
Yeah,
I'm tired of all that hard shit. That hard shit for the bird.
Yeah.
Fuck all that living rough, hard shit.
Yep.
If you could get a chance to get there off the help, nigga, help me. I don't have to do it by myself.
That's on
You
God.
done had struggle. You want to struggle all your goddamn life?
it builds character.
Fuck character sometimes. It's about motherfucker trying to get it.
Just,
You can't get it if you ain't got no
so you can build
character.
character, but like,
If I
shit, you
need
need
help,
you need the machine behind you.
Yeah.
Like,
we all
I
got
mean,
some
just to go
help
to
along
Nick
the way.
point, like just to go to Nick point. If I don't have Sonny Vaccaro
all got
behind
help
me,
along the way.
like behind me when I'm going to Europe and going, like, bro, it would have never worked out the way it worked out.
Along the,
like you
along the
need
way,
help.
somebody
You
done
need
did
help,
something,
bro.
right? Along the way, somebody done did something.
Yeah.
Whether it was big or small, somebody done did something along the way to help you
For
get
sure.
to,
Hell
right?
yeah.
We all done had.
Man.
Yep.
Brandon, how important was? Oh, no, sorry.
Go, no,
you got it. You got it.
No, you got. No, I was saying, no, I was done.
Okay. Brandon, how important was for you to have a guy like Sonny Vaccaro in your corner, super influential in the basketball game?
All I had to do was just show up and play. I had my agent at the time, Bill Duffy, and I had Sonny Vaccaro, so I just had to play. Like, they were taking care of everything. Then I had Under Armour. Like, I just did what I had to do. Like, which was show up every day, work out. Just when Sonny said go overseas, and young fella, all I need you to do is just stay over here the whole year. Once you show that it can work, I promise you everything's gonna happen for you. And it did.
When he told you that, because that was extremely unconventional at that point, you took a lot of heat for that. And that's, we were talking about it yesterday on the couch. A lot of backlash from mainstream media about that decision. Me personally, I thought that was a great idea, just having lived in Europe. My dad played in Italy and knowing what the development would have been like. Now throwing you out there as a young kid going against grown-ass men to prepare you to go to the league. But were you hesitant initially with the thought of doing that? Because that's a humongous undertaking.
Nah, man, if anybody knows Sonny, they say if Sonny kissed you on the cheek, both sides, you're going, like you about to make it. So, I got that Italian love, but just the preparation, everything, man, it was just like you said, it was just somebody was there to help me from the start, Bill. Then, it started with Michael Thompson. Michael Thompson, Clay's dad. He was talking about it. Then I hooked up with Sonny. Then I got with Sonny, went to Vegas, worked out. From working out 2 weeks later, I'm signing a deal with Under Armour. Then I'm signing a deal with Under Armour. Then I signed a deal overseas to Rome, Italy. Like, it was just a process. It was just, just stick to this young fella and everything gonna happen. That's all I did. It's just a machine.
Yeah.
Like, once you got the machine behind you, you just gotta just stick to basketball. That's all you gotta worry about.
But
Like,
then-
anything else don't matter.
Like, don't you
And
wish
then
you
to what
had
happened
that
to you, like
machine
somebody could
behind
have,
you?
like they could have easily told him all this, right?
I did have a
And did the same thing that they did to you. They could have abandoned him, right? They lined it up, and once he got to going, they could have like, oh well, young fella. You know what I'm saying? They could have abandoned him as well, but he had solid people in his corner. So with morals and values they cared about him as a person, that was willing to stick in no matter what it was, they had it.
And it was
That's what you need.
And the thing, it would have been easy to get me because I ain't have no father figure.
Yeah.
It was me and my mom.
Yeah.
So just telling her anything would have been.
Yeah, because she didn't know.
Like, you didn't know. So it was just, that's why I always shout out like the people from before, because through that process, I needed that.
Yeah.
Like, I was lost.
Yeah.
But,
But I hear you though,
I'm
bro.
just I'm not a training wheels nigga.
Don't you wish you had that machine
I'm
behind
not
you?
a training wheels nigga.
Like, don't you
Take the
wish you
wheels off
had
of
the
your-
luxury to miss
Well,
shots?
shit, hey.
I had to.
Well,
I
them
had
training
to-
wheels help me get done
Wish
one
you had
kick.
the luxury to miss shots without looking over your
I'm not a trainer. I'm
But
a
we don't-
grind nigga. Throw me out there. Let me
Trust
learn.
me.
Let me learn.
Well,
Let me
guess
learn
what?
how to. Let me learn how to do it.
But that comes with somebody trusting you, helping you too.
Yeah.
Those
They
people-
trust me and I trust them. Let me
They're
learn.
going to be able to have the same.
Absolutely, bro.
Let
So,
me learn.
back to Bronny, just quickly. How many of the 30 teams do we realistically think actually meet all the criteria that Rich Paul laid out for Bronny?
That's willing to do it.
Probably just those two.
Just them. Shit, if he cancel out the workout, shit, and probably only two. Like this is, like, you got to read what's like read into it. Like it's.
And the thing about that, all y'all know,
some teams was like,
Both
the
teams.
two-way shit. Like they're not gonna put the two. He's not gonna say the two-way shit if the two-way shit ain't thrown out there, right? Well, we're looking more of a two-way situation for him, then that takes you off the conversation because that's not their thought process. So we might as well go on and put it out there now that we not gonna sign that.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but the 30
Right.
teams, but all you need is one. I mean,
That's all it takes, man.
like Rich said, don't matter if it's 1 or 58 or 60, whatever it may be.
That's all it take, man.
You're not getting drafted by 30 teams.
That's your question then. If this ain't LeBron James' son, is Rich Paul representing him?
The same.
Let me ask you a question again.
I don't know. I mean, that's
I'm saying with the same stats and the same with everything lined up. I don't think so.
We'll never know.
So my perspective does not come from
We'll
privilege.
never know.
My perspective does not come from privilege. So I'm just looking at the black and the white, and I'm standing in the middle, and I'm saying, all right, if he's not LeBron's kid, Rich is not even talking to this kid. He's not even entertaining him at all. So now he not only is entertaining it, but he's telling everybody that this is the requirements and
But
bro,
Are we
come
talking
on,
about
man.
him if that ain't LeBron's son? Are we
Bro,
sitting here on this couch talking
you
about
went to
Bronny
USC.
James?
How did Isaiah Collier look?
He looked all right.
Solid.
Yeah, he's solid.
Right?
Yeah.
You know that roster, you know that team.
Yeah.
He was the best player on that team.
Yeah, but I expected more out of
Yeah, I don't-
all of them.
All of them, right?
I would say Boogie, but
Boogie was
I
the
would say
best
Boogie is
scorer.
the best one on the
Best
So
scorer.
you look at them and you say, man, Bronny came out and the only reason he come out is because his dad is his dad.
But he had a rough start. You can't. And college is hard for athletes, period. Like, because of zones and it's like packed in. Like, you can't really be an athlete and it's just hard.
You gotta be a basketball player,
yeah.
right?
So athletes like a DeMar DeRozan, same thing. Athletes kind of struggle with college atmosphere just because you can't really drive the lane and dunk on somebody or do all
But
that.
that's why I said stay longer to figure out how to be a basketball player so you can maneuver that shit. So when you get to the league, you don't have to take a development route of learning how to play the game. You figure it out in college. So when you get to the league, you take your athleticism and your know-how of being a player and you apply that shit.
The lead ain't always there though. You gotta take it when you can.
I get that part.
Yeah.
I get that part. I get that part.
And this is
the
a
window is very small.
60 every year.
The window is very small,
This
for
is, a,
sure.
this is a weak draft, obviously, by all accounts and comparisons. So it seems like an ideal time
Yo,
to do that.
so everything that you endured and you know what's in the game, right? You have a son coming up. You wouldn't want your son to take the easy route?
No.
Even if he had the machine and everybody behind him, you would still want him to go through the hard.
Man,
I want him to know what it takes.
I want
I want him to know what it
know it.
takes.
He can know what
I
it
mean, he's
takes.
around his dad. I mean, he's around his dad. Like, he's around. You played in the NBA.
Nah,
He's
nah,
around
So
his
you want him to go to junior college?
No, I want him to know what it takes. I want him to be
know
the
what it
best.
takes.
To be the best that he can be, I want him to go through the grueling challenges.
Be the
Right,
league
that's
struggle
fine,
to
right.
be great.
high school, everything.
Niggas don't know.
But if he has
I'm
a
not
chance to
saying
go
that
to the
this
league,
is going to be struggle. I'm not saying this is going to be struggle. Just handing you
but when it's time to
something.
get business done.
So what are you handing
You
him?
can-
So what are you
handing you
handing him?
something.
So what are you handing him?
You're handing him a easy way. You're saying,
Doc,
here's easy. Here's easy.
So let me ask you a
He'll
question.
never know what hard
So let me
looks
ask you a
like.
question. So do you think KJ went through the easy?
I don't know his.
It's
I don't know his
never
story.
easy. Basketball
I don't know
is
his
easy.
story.
What you mean?
I don't know KJ's story.
KJ was ranked 252 in high school.
Coming out of high school?
Coming out of high school, they had him ranked 252.
And it's definitely not easy. All the criticism Bronny gets.
Did he? You can answer that question. I can't answer.
I'm asking you.
I don't know. I only know my story.
Tell me he grew up in Mount.
KJ
Ranked
get
252 with the
criticism too,
IMG.
just for being his son.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of it.
That's
wasn't-
which one
And
you
he's
want?
still
So
grinding.
IMG post-grad year?
He's still grinding.
Bronny grinding. You see everybody talking
wasn't
trash
easy.
about Bronny
Yeah,
every
but
day.
my-
You think you don't see that?
It's never-
That's
But my
the
point, going from
grind.
That's not a
hard
grind.
to get him.
Yes, you did.
been making the decision to go to the draft.
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
it's not-
absolutely.
it's all hard. It's not easy.
UNC too, at the highest level.
Right?
Everything that we do
the
in our
things
life.
that the things that I gave him was having access to a gym, good shoes, good train, like those things, right? That ain't getting it like, so I'm supposed to let him go out and work out on his own to see that he got to go Like, no, that
Get on us,
don't
it'd be hard.
Like, go, all right, to go find you a gym to go shoot at. When I can pick up the phone at midnight and be like, hey, man, my son want to come shoot.
Because of the work that you put in.
Knowledge. Just you being his dad is a benefit.
Yes.
You didn't have a dad that was in NBA. You don't know what it takes. Just you talking to him, that's a benefit.
Right.
That's an open. That's
the knowledge.
That's the knowledge.
Yes.
So you ain't gonna give him none of it.
So he's actually getting it easy.
Yeah,
he's getting it easy
So you
because
ain't
he
gonna
has
give him none of
that.
So you ain't gonna give him none of the knowledge that you have.
That has never played in the league.
So you ain't gonna give him none of the experiences what
So you
you
ain't gonna
took.
tell him nothing.
Yeah.
Like you ain't gonna.
You can give advice just like how Michael Jordan and Michael Jordan's playground and the VHS tapes, they gave you advice.
hell no.
They told
So
you,
that's
wait,
what-
this
so
you gotta
your
do.
kid, that's how you gonna
work
get-
on this, right?
That shit
I bet
sound
you said-
excellent.
And my uncle came in and showed me how to shoot and said, this how you
Cat.
Everything I know about the
Big
game,
cat.
you think I'm
Where
gonna put
your
on to
big
my
cat?
son so he
Look,
can know easier?
because y'all
Cat.
don't agree, don't
Cat.
mean it's cat.
It's cat.
Because if I agree with y'all, then y'all feel good about what y'all saying.
No, all the
Right?
parents
Because it's not, if I agree with y'all don't say cap, right? Y'all say, yeah, we right.
everything.
Yeah, we right.
So you ain't
Yeah, we
gonna.
right.
You got a son
So
that
if
want
I'm
to
on
play
the
in the
other
NBA.
side-
So you got a son that want to play in the NBA. You ain't gonna give him none of the knowledge and experience
Just
that you
gonna
have.
say, watch Jordan highlights.
So that's what you gonna tell.
say,
Watch
if you-
Fly with me.
If you want to be
Very
good
good
at
video
this sport,
series.
if you want to be good at this sport,
Watch Fly
you
with me.
watch the greats. I'm going to give you tidbits of what to do to
So-
be in
So
position.
you're giving him something.
I'm not giving him nothing. I want
You
him.
just said I'm giving him tidbits
tidbits.
here.
Tidbits. I'm not
But
giving him.
you
I'm not giving him the
it's a-
answer. I'm not giving him the answer.
It's a penny
I'm
on
not
the
giving him the
line.
answer.
I didn't have that.
Just put it like this.
I didn't have a
I'm
tidbit.
not giving him the answer.
So that-
You didn't have a tidbit.
I'm not giving him the answer.
No, just give him Fly with me.
I'm not-
Let him do that.
I'm not giving him no answers. He asked me a question. I say, son, you got to
go
figure it
find
out.
how to get his own basketball shoes.
You're gonna have to figure it out.
How to get his
son.
own basketball shoes.
You're gonna do chores,
Right.
and I'm gonna give you allowance. And that's gonna have you go out there, you're gonna get your shoes.
We all do.
Nothing is given.
Yeah, but
Nothing is given.
We all do
but
that.
how do we know that didn't happen? That's what I'm
How do you
saying.
know that ain't right?
I'm not saying that it was. I'm giving my perspective.
My son can text me, man, my son ain't doing that. Man, fuck all that.
Well, I mean, look,
got too much.
everybody's situation and circumstances are different. So if you have things that are beneficial to you, that's like anything in life. Like some people are born
So
with
he gonna
privilege.
catch the bus to go to the gym in the park and shit like
he
that.
gonna have to do
Find
whatever
a ride.
it takes.
He'll have to
Whatever
find
it
a ride.
takes. Whatever it
Shit that
takes.
we had to
for
do,
sure.
right? That's how we had to get out the mud, right?
So
But that's why we work hard so they can
we
be.
got to find a ride to the gym.
Why did I make
We
it?
got
Because
to
I
find
wanted it.
somebody to fund this.
So you don't want your kids?
I want him to want
You
it.
didn't make it that.
I want him to
support
want it.
your
For
parents.
sure.
My son
We'll know that.
Yeah, KJ wanted it.
Yeah, nobody forcing it. No, we not.
And if I give it to him, he's not gonna want it if I give it to
KJ
him.
wanted it.
Yeah,
You gotta want it.
KJ
I'm not
wanted it.
giving him
So you
nothing.
think
So,
Bronny
but
don't
let's-
want
let's-
it? Dealing
let's-
with all
I'm
this
speaking in real time.
Let's use
He got
KJ as an
one.
example. Also went to
Absolutely.
Syria,
Nobody
Kenya.
can
Also
take
went
what
to.
he goes
Yes.
through as a 16, 17-year-old. You got him
Sometimes it
on.
may
But-
feel like I'm forced to be doing this shit because of my daddy.
So let's use KJ as an
I got two
example.
of them that one of them do, one of them
That
don't.
could happen. That does
I
happen.
don't want to.
You think Bronny being forced to do this?
I don't want to do this. I want to play games. I want to play.
I got
Get
two.
your ass up, boy.
I got two. I
Get
got
your ass up.
one about to graduate today. One of them in it, one of them not. It's the same. He don't feel ain't no pressures on him. I ain't making him do it. KJ wanted it.
Yeah. But KJ,
Exactly. I
you
went-
say lived a life of privilege going on, right? Compared to
silver
your
spoon in his
to
fucking
your,
mouth.
to your circumstances.
A silver spoon in his mouth.
He
Absolutely.
didn't get
He ain't never
basketball
went
court when he was-
without a meal. He ain't never been homeless. He ain't never
That's a start
had to
right
find a
there.
ride
That's
to the
first
gym. He ain't never.
basketball
KJ been in private school his whole life.
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
You're
Ain't
not
nothing wrong with that.
nothing wrong.
But that's
But guess what?
That's the
He
work you put
wanted
in.
it.
That's
He wanted it.
But that's also the work that you put in, though. That's why it should be easy.
But he wanted it, right?
So-
he wanted to be good. He wanted to be NBA player.
But
So he put that time in. I just gave him. I can't go shoot for him. I can't go make him go run. I can't make him work on this move.
so let's reel this back in.